Most people believe that becoming rich is simply a result of working harder or earning a higher salary. It feels intuitive that effort and discipline alone should bring wealth. If you put in more hours, push through challenges, and dedicate yourself fully, success should follow. Yet if that were entirely true, many of the hardest working people in the world would also be the wealthiest. The reality is more complex, and understanding it requires looking beyond immediate effort. Simply trading time for money sets a limit that few can overcome, and it is one of the main reasons most people never achieve real financial freedom or lasting wealth. Recognizing this difference is the first step toward creating a new path that can lead to financial growth over time. If you look at history, wealth has rarely been created through labor alone. During the Industrial Revolution, factory workers spent long hours under harsh and often dangerous conditions. Their lives were exhausting, and their earnings were modest. Meanwhile, those who owned the factories, the machines, and the systems behind them accumulated lasting wealth. They benefited from the labor of others while building assets that continued to grow over time. This dynamic still exists in modern economies, though it has taken different forms. People who focus solely on earning a salary often remain confined to limits imposed by their time and energy, while those who understand ownership and systems create opportunities to grow wealth far beyond what effort alone can achieve. Today, most people still earn money by trading their time for a paycheck. A job provides stability, predictability, and a sense of security, which are important, but this structure also comes with a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, and each hour is finite. Promotions or raises can increase income slightly, but these gains rarely match the potential growth that comes from assets. People who rely entirely on wages may feel they are progressing, yet in reality, the opportunities to generate significant wealth remain limited. Without a shift in approach and mindset, these patterns repeat, quietly reinforcing the gap between those who build lasting wealth and those who remain average. Wealth is more often built through ownership rather than time alone. Ownership can take many forms, including stocks, businesses, real estate, or intellectual property. What these have in common is that they allow money to grow beyond the limits of direct effort. Unlike a salary that stops when work stops, assets can grow and compound even while you sleep. A business can operate without the owner being present, real estate can increase in value, and investments can generate returns that build upon themselves over time. Understanding this distinction is crucial because it shifts the focus from earning to creating systems that allow money to work for you, rather than only working for money yourself. This is a fundamental principle that separates the wealthy from the majority. Another important factor is how money grows differently depending on its source. Salaries and wages typically increase slowly over time, often in small, incremental steps. Assets, on the other hand, can grow exponentially because of compounding. Compounding occurs when money generates returns, which then generate further returns, creating a snowball effect that accelerates over time. In the beginning, this growth may feel small or even invisible, but over longer periods, it becomes substantial. Small, consistent actions repeated over time lead to outcomes far beyond what effort alone can achieve, and gradually separate those who build wealth from those who remain limited by ordinary income. This is why patience and long-term planning are essential components of financial success. Human behavior also plays a large role in why most people do not become rich. People naturally gravitate toward comfort and immediate gratification. A stable paycheck feels safe, and spending money provides instant satisfaction. Investing or building assets, by contrast, requires patience, discipline, and a tolerance for uncertainty. Delaying rewards and choosing long-term growth can feel uncomfortable. Yet those who learn to manage these feelings and embrace small risks in pursuit of future gain often see results that compound over time. Recognizing these tendencies and consciously adjusting behavior is a crucial step toward changing financial outcomes and creating new possibilities for growth. Modern society adds another layer of difficulty. People are constantly surrounded by messages encouraging consumption. Advertising, social media, and easy access to credit create an environment where spending is normalized and delayed financial growth is overlooked. People are encouraged to live in the present and enjoy their earnings immediately, rather than directing them toward building assets. Over time, this culture reinforces habits that keep individuals from accumulating wealth, even when they have the potential to do so. Shifting focus from consumption to growth requires awareness, discipline, and a deliberate choice to prioritize long-term goals over immediate satisfaction, which many overlook. Education also contributes to the gap between most people and those who become wealthy. Many people go through years of schooling without learning practical financial skills. They are taught to succeed in structured environments, follow instructions, and perform tasks efficiently, but they are rarely taught about investing, owning assets, or understanding money systems. As a result, adults often enter life well prepared to earn, but poorly prepared to grow wealth. Learning financial literacy later in life can still be transformative, but it requires deliberate effort, curiosity, and a willingness to challenge long-held habits. Small changes in knowledge and practice can create a cumulative effect over time. The good news is that these patterns are not fixed. Wealth is not limited to those born into it, nor is it inaccessible to those who start with less. By making small, consistent decisions over time, anyone can shift their trajectory. Learning about investing, directing income toward assets, and delaying gratification are all steps that gradually create a different financial path. Early progress may feel slow or invisible, but just like compounding money, these actions build momentum and produce meaningful results over years. Patience and consistency often matter more than dramatic, one-time actions or sudden changes, because lasting wealth is built gradually, through repeated patterns and careful decisions. Perspective matters as well. Wealth is not only about earning more, it is about how money is used and multiplied. People who learn to think strategically about money begin to see income differently. Each dollar becomes an opportunity to invest, grow, or build systems that generate further value. This shift in thinking may seem subtle at first, but it has a profound long-term effect. The difference between living paycheck to paycheck and creating lasting wealth often comes down to mindset and consistent action. Over time, this new perspective opens up opportunities that previously seemed out of reach. Finally, it is important to remember that wealth does not require perfection. Many people believe they need the perfect idea, the perfect timing, or a large starting advantage. In reality, progress often comes from consistency, learning from mistakes, and making gradual improvements rather than from a single decisive moment. The accumulation of wealth is rarely instantaneous. It is built through repeated decisions, small actions, and a patient, long-term approach. Over time, these choices compound, shaping outcomes that may seem invisible at first but become transformative over years and decades. Anyone who commits to understanding, planning, and acting consistently can change their financial future. The gap between those who only earn and those who build wealth widens steadily over time. It is not created by luck alone or by a single choice. It is the result of repeated habits, decisions, and strategies applied consistently over many years. While most people remain limited by income and short-term thinking, those who understand systems, embrace ownership, and allow time to work in their favor gradually create financial freedom. Becoming rich is not only achievable, it is accessible to anyone willing to learn, plan, and act with patience, persistence, and purpose. Those who commit to this path often discover that the journey itself teaches discipline, foresight, and the skills necessary to sustain wealth for a lifetime. If you enjoyed this video, take a moment to leave a like to show your support. We'd also love to hear your thoughts about this topic. How do you approach money and building wealth in your own life? Share your experiences and ideas in the comments. And let's start a conversation about the choices, habits, and strategies that can help anyone move toward financial freedom over time. Your perspective could inspire someone else to take action and think differently about their own financial future.